name is Skyla and I'm from Australia. So I've been talking to Ray and I've been going through some processes with Ray. So I was diagnosed with thyroid disease at 8 years old. And then when I was 27 with my second pregnancy, it progressed to Hashimoto's disease. So when I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease, I was medicated and it doesn't look good because I see a specialist and the medication continually needs to be increased because my thyroid is not working at all. So after doing the processes with Ray, I had to have a blood test and my specialist kept calling me and I just didn't want to hear it because I didn't want any bad news. And when I finally got on the phone to him, he had nothing but good news to tell me. And he had to run the blood tests 2 or 3 times to make sure that he actually got the correct information because it was so good. He was very surprised because I've only ever had bad news. I've never had good news. I've been going to the specialist that I'm seeing currently for 20 years. I just felt completely overwhelmed and actually in shock. But also I really trusted the processes that I've been doing with Ray. So I really did know in my heart that in the next 12 months I was going to get news. I just could never have believed it would happen so quickly and so soon. I was doing it on a trauma that I have been trying to work on for at least 30 to 35 years now. I've had so many different therapies and so many different ways of looking at it, and I've never been able to crack it. So I really had very limited belief that I would. But this is the first time in 30, 35 years that I have ever felt the way that I do today and that I've ever been able to release that trauma and to see it from a completely different viewpoint and truly understand my strengths and where I came from and why I did what I did and how I survived it. So part of my test results are my liver function, and I have been told for 23 years that I am an alcoholic. By the way, I do not drink. I cannot drink. I have a shoddy liver. In these test results, my liver is functioning for the first time in my lifetime as a normal liver. You would not know I have any problems with my liver. It is completely normal. I take thyroxine. I also take thyroid extract because I'm T3 resistant, and for the first time in 23 years my medication has had to drop back because my thyroid has actually started working. That for me is mind-blowing and I can't even really grasp it because I've never had to decrease my medication ever. It actually makes me feel for the first time in my life, I'm going to be 50 this year, that I'm actually going to have some control over where my health and where my future goes, that this process works. And I'm always a big believer, but I have a 5% rule. I believe that anything is worth trying if it works 5%, because, you add up all those 5% and you get somewhere. But honestly, I could never have anticipated it working this well. Honestly, this only took weeks, not months, not years. I wrote on my calendar that 12 months from today, I'm going to be free of Hashimoto's. And honestly, that was probably about 8 weeks. That was no more than 8 weeks. And I'm already dropping back in medication. So my specialist is completely dumbfounded. My specialist was absolutely blown away with my results. He even had to run the tests a couple of times because normally when he rings me, it's for sad news. It's never for good news. So this was a very special moment for us. So all I can say is for anybody who's out there who's got anything at all that they're holding on to, or any physical illness or any emotional trauma, give it a go. Do it like me. If it's 5%, if you believe it's going to work 5%, then give it a go, because honestly, this has been life-changing for me.